My 35 male family thinks I'm a pedophile. How do I convince them I'm not? Christmas, New Year's has been rough for me. My family have come out and all but legally accused me of being a pedophile. COVID has been good in our area. No local transmission for over months, only those from coming in abroad. The family got together for Christmas and New Year's. Topic of discussion got onto people in the family who are planning to get married or even planning kids. The focus somehow shifted to me. I've been single my whole life, never a partner or even a date of any sort. This was called out as odd and weird. Apparently a real man should have had at least one girlfriend by now, or boyfriend if I were so inclined. I just never succeeded in that area, been stood up quite a few times though, it didn't happen and it dropping its priority in my life. Once you realize people aren't attracted to you, you just move on and realize you'll be alone, or you can grow bitter if that's more your speed. To them, the most damning evidence is that I also happened to work in childcare. For the record, I enjoy my job and I'm more than qualified to work that area. This led to the family insinuating that I'm into kids in a sexual way. It seems the vehemently refuting that makes one look more guilty. It got to the point where an in-law and some blood-related family have said that I have to change jobs this 2021 or they will voice concerns to the authorities. More than one family member has ties to law enforcement, government that I know can push things further. I'm genuinely having fears that it could impact my life, career. My mum told me that she'll always love me, but she can't in good conscience stay silent if I keep working in child care. It just hurts so much that my family falsely sees me as this monster. It's all thrown me into a deep sadness, maybe depression, but I don't want to take away from those genuinely suffering from depression. I don't know how to prove that I'm not a pedophile and convince my family of that other than saying I'm not. Edit. Just in case I didn't make it clear. I'm not a pedophile, I think it's abhorrent and I'm not accepting of it in any manner. Lawyer up. They are slandering you. Their repeated, baseless accusations are harassment. If nothing else, send them a cease and desist letter. I'm a male who works with kids. I've gotten my share of this. It's a societal prejudice that's toxic AF. If I were you, I'd cut them all off. If they really have no other reasoning, they're all insane. You could speak to the police about it, as your family are threatening to make you lose your job over something they have no proof over. Making those accusations has gotten innocent people killed before. Why would they accuse you of that? Men who never had a woman, they get accused of a few things like being homosexual, being asexual, being abusive, being very shy, suffering from anxiety and/or depression, having physical problems that makes you insecure about your appearance, being a loner. The last thing you want to accuse your friend or relative of, is being a pedophile. And also, threatening someone without solid proofs is very absurd and dangerous in front of the law. So either your family is overreacting and being ridiculous, or you didn't tell the whole story. Is that really it? Either there's something you aren't telling us, or your whole family is bonkers. True story. Your family thinks you are sexually attracted to kids just because you never had a relationship. I would honestly cut them off, especially if they'll actually report you. You shouldn't worry too much about the consequences if you live in a country with a decent legal system. I'm sure your coworkers have witnessed that you are doing your job and haven't behaved in an inappropriate way. Go no contact and talk to an attorney to stay ahead of any accusations they might make. You can't. You can only take steps to ensure your own safety in this regard. Avoid being alone with a child at any time. I would get one step ahead of this crazy shit and go straight to the police. Voice your concerns that your family is actually dense about this and is absolutely willing to ruin your life over something that is only true to them. Then, cut contact. These people seem dangerous and also very much against you. Maybe threaten to leave a few anonymous tips with their employers or law enforcement about your assumptions, to return the favor. If they can't accept you without attacking you, they are not worth keeping around. And if your livelihood is affected, sue them. You will win. This hasn't been mentioned yet, there's a lot of good comments about your family being toxic. You may want to consider therapy for yourself to be able to build the toolsets to be able to talk with them, if you want to continue any sort of relationship with them at all. What the heck? Is there some sort of law in the US that protects you from accusations like this? This is below the belt even for your family. I think if you want to resolve things in your family, you should go for family counseling and get some therapy yourself, as this experience is very traumatizing and would lead to relationship failures in the future. Cut off your entire family. I'm also with the idea of you beating them to the punch and going to the police about them threatening you with false accusations. What I've learned from my own family and friends who have said similar and worse about me, is that perception is always 100% true, even when it's not. What you have to do is stand your ground. Get legal help in stopping them from ruining your career and life. Fight back, man, go all out. Also, cut out those toxic people from your life. Just because they're blood doesn't mean they're family. What a disgusting bunch of morons. If you haven't got nothing to hide, let them do it and walk away from your family. There is always one nut in every family who is miserable and isn't happy until everyone is miserable. I think you have that situation. They took a perfectly innocent situation and twisted it for their own purposes. And then they convinced the rest of the family that it was true. Definitely take any emails, texts or voicemails to the police. They're slandering you and could affect your work. Go NC with anyone who believes this rubbish because you can't change their mind. Get a restraining order before they destroy your personal life. At a minimum, you should be recording every phone call, printing, screenshot all interaction, including past online posts, from all family member. It would at least document their intentions based on no evidence. Otherwise it seems like there is more to this than in your post. People have gut feelings, perhaps there is something in your life and/or personality that you're not aware of that gives off this vibe. Jesus Christ, start a paper trail in your defense and lawyer up. This could ruin your career and future. They need to be legally shut the fuck up. I mean, at this point I'd cut them off and go NC in your position. The fact your family could think you're capable of such things when they have literally zero reason to think that is despicable, and I wouldn't want to hang out with people who think such things about me. This is not something to take lightly. Your family is threatening to destroy your life, based on nothing if you're being honest with you. Cut contact and protect your career. Lawyer up, then never speak to them again. Before you do cut final contact, say them being judgmental a holes is why you'd never bring a partner around even if you do find the one. My male cousin is handsome, smart, community-minded. He could have his pick of any woman or man if he wanted. He loves children and works in a school. He has had one situation as far as we know. It's never crossed our mind that he's a pedophile. This is abnormal for them to be obsessed with this based on your dating history and the fact that you work with kids. SMH. That's what Christians said about Epicurus. Yeah, this just wouldn't be an issue if you were a woman, would it? It's pure sexism. Have you done or said anything else that has offended them and they're just looking to get back at you using accusations of pedophilia as an excuse? Have you ever made some tasteless jokes about being a male in your profession that they took literally seriously? Or said anything else that taken in bad faith would give cause for concern? If you are not American, do not listen to legal advice of Americans. Well, I don't know what you could do to prove them, but I just wanna say one thing. You should cut all ties to your family. They decided to falsely accuse you and try to destroy your whole life or career just because you have no partner and work in child care. What the actual fuck, so they just decided one day you're a pedophile without any indication or evidence that you actually were. That's slander, defamation. Get a lawyer and go after them before this ruins your life. And I mean that very seriously. This type of shit can get out of hand very quickly and you could easily end up arrested, charged over these accusations. Protect yourself now. Once it's out there, your reputation will be trashed completely. The biggest thing is to get a lawyer. You need a lawyer like yesterday. Document everything. Have the PH lawyer do their part and go completely no contact. You deserve so much better than this. But first, get a lawyer. I feel like something is missing here. All this happened in one conversation. Like all of a sudden, Christmas or New Year dinner, your family came up with this accusation. And the only proof they have is that you are working with kids. Do not bring this matter into work op. All the advice stating so is just terribly wrong. Do not do it. It's time to cut your toxic family off. I'd be so hurt at their accusations. If they truly believe that, then they don't even really know you. I think it's disgusting what they are accusing you of. I've worked in childcare most my life, and any of us that truly love our jobs would die for our kids. It's awful what they are trying to do to you. You do not need this toxic shit in your life. Again, this is not a matter for the workplace. It's family drama and you'd look really unprofessional bringing it up. Don't do it. This is terrible treatment towards you. and they are making false claims with absolutely nothing to back them up, apart from the fact that you are single. I honestly agree with others here who say this is slander, and you need to get a lawyer onto this, to contact and challenge each and every one of them. If I was you, I would also be looking at moving out of the family home if you have not done already, and distance yourself from them. Let your lawyer do the talking. You could talk to your line manager and explain your current situation. This may not be the best action to take, however. I would perhaps just focus on getting legal representation and ask your lawyer to contact them all, including your mother. You deserve much better, and I am sorry they are treating you this way. It's definitely time to seek legal counsel, cut off your family, and possibly look into restraining orders if they try to contact you in any way. They are toxic and they will try to destroy your life. Have sex with your family. Remind me one day. Tell them you're going into the plumbing or electrical industry. This way you'll know the layout of some houses. You need to go at this with both barrels right out of the gate. Even a hint of this kind of thing is a stain you'll never shake. Ever. Doesn't matter if it's true or it isn't. Just the suspicion can cost you your livelihood. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That is just awful how your family can accuse you like that. It's such a shame that a man can't work in childcare without eyebrows being raised. If I were you, I'd maybe get legal advice, and have a serious one-on-one with your mother. Surely she must know her son. I'd cut them out of my life and move away. They accuse you of things loosely based on prejudice and ignorance. They can fuck off forever. Collect any evidence of them lying about you and contact a defamation lawyer. This is so sad. I'm sorry that your family is doing this to you, sad face. Cut them off. This is what they think of you and it will never change. As a fellow teacher, you need to get a lawyer involved, because once you get tarred with that brush, no one will want to touch you, as in they won't hire you because of this history. Keep records and seek legal advice ASAP. Also, if you haven't, join a union. I'm in the UK and joining a union is expected. I once met someone who was in his training year and I worked alongside him. He was accused of touching two 5-6-year-old boys. He ended up killing himself before we even found out if it was true or not, and TBH, it's hard to stay impartial once that accusation is there. I still remember him as an abuser because to us all him killing himself just meant it was true. We will never know the truth though. There is either nothing here or just this link. So sexist. Men can be amazing teachers too. Sorry to tell you what you already know. Your family is sick. Document everything and stay away from them. I second all the lawyer advice, not just to defend yourself, but if they harm your standing in the community and especially your career, you can sue them and would have to use the money to move because the damage would be done. But no court will charge you as a pedo for being a single person working with kids. If you were a single woman, would you be called a pedo? Wow, they're messed up. Kids need male and female influences in all aspects of their lives. Good on you for taking a career that you care about and makes a difference. Hang in there. Don't let your creepy family make you feel like a creep. You aren't, they are. To play devil's advocate, surely working in child care and never having a girlfriend can't be the only basis they have for these accusations. If so, that's a pretty FCKED situation you're in. As for the single no girlfriend or boyfriend thing, in fairness that's slightly bizarre given your age. Do you live in a very small town? Have you ever had your levels checked? Stop having sex with kids, it's a dead giveaway. Lawyer up and then go no contact for the rest of your life. Are you somewhere that's heavily influenced by US culture and media? I saw you said you're not in the US, but this past year that QAnon shit went rampant here and everybody got like pedophile conspiracy obsessed for months. Some people never figured out it was conspiracies and are still seeing pedophiles around every corner. Not that pedophilia is not a serious fucking issue, just it's become the new Red Scare here. Is it possible your family has bought into that type of thing and you're part of the witch hunt? This is so out of left field for me. Usually people would just assume you're gay and aggressively either work to convert you back, or hook you up with every gay guy they meet. Which, why is it so onerous for a person to be single? That's horrible, to have your own family accuse you of that. I'd go after them legally if they continue. It's almost slander from a legal perspective, if I'm not wrong. They can't ask you to quit your job because you're single. Go after the ones with law enforcement ties. YK.